Everybody, hope you're all well. Mindful Moodling will be starting in a few minutes. Well, you know how early I am. Anyway, just bear with me, the video's about to start soon. Thanks, bye. Whoa, good morning, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. Have a good one. So, some of you may or may not have got the collection by now. And I'm so happy to see people sort of already like wanting to have a bit of a mess about with it, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, why not? Why don't I have a mess about with it? Because I've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've done some magazine articles and things, and I thought one of the nicest things for me to show you was how, get down, shit. Let me just sort this mess out here. Right. Where the hell's that gone? Excuse me. Right, okay. So I'm in a bit of a tis was piggles, whatever. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use two colours. I'm going to use orange and like a teal. And I'm going to use some stencils. I'm going to use some die cuts that I've already done. And I just basically want to get going with it. And I want to create something interesting. Oh, I'll use that. You can use whatever you wish. You can use a bit of that, a bit of that, and just get moodling. That's the most important bit. Get going. I mean, I've already done some, but these aren't the ones. So, let's get going. So, I'm over the moon with this. I really am over the moon with it because it's just how I want it, just how I was happy to do it, just how I want to do it, and more importantly, this sounds so bad, I actually want to work with it afterwards because it's very much a exorcism for me. That sounds so strange, but once I've drawn something, it's gone, and that's it. I don't tend to use it again. I do, but I'm on to the next thing and the next thing, and and that. If you're buying it, that's a bit daft, isn't it? Because you're like, well, I want to know how to use it. So this I'm really happy with, and I want to use it. So I've got some teals, I've got black, I've got the pumpkin, I've got like oranges. Let me just show you what I've got, and then you've got a pretty good idea. I've got like mermaid, spiced marmalade, dried marigold, carved pumpkin, both. I've got salvaged patina, peacock feathers, broken china in both. So, oxides as well. I've got this round circle, which is a board. Stupid thing to say. I've got the 4 stencils. Well used, well loved. I do use these all the time. And let me get rid of that there. Right, so I've got that. These are some die cuts that I had that I've already used. I have got some pencils and some dobby things. So I've got all my stamps here ready, all the wording. I'm just going to put this down here so I have a little bit of room. I'm upstairs at the moment, so everything is tiny weeny spot. But I have done quite a bit. I mean, I've got a magazine article finished. I delivered that this morning. Oh, that's better. And I got back doing website stuff, and I thought, right, okay, let's show you how I practice what I preach. So, yeah, right, ready. I'm ready. I've got my circle. Doesn't really matter if it looks a bit dodgy like that. It can be anything. It can be one of your cutouts. It can be anything. We're just going to sit down and middle. So I'm just going to check out who's in the room. Who's in the room? Let's have a little look. Hello, Jenny. Oh, Linda's here. And we've got Ellen, Facebook user. Blavers, get in. Orange and teal, Facebook user, Facebook user. So if you don't know what I mean, some people, if they're using Facebook, they have to sort of say, yes, you can use my name, or no, whichever you want. Okay, it's up to you. Oh, I'm nearly, not quite finished on this, but I've got to just do it as a bead. I've degloved my finger this morning, so it's quite sore. That means deglove means take the skin off, so I do apologise. So yeah, it did look like a bit of a, because I got it all wrong. I had to undo it, but I'm loving it now. I do need to poke it out a bit though, but I do love it. Anyway, enough. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my stencils, and each time, oh, for crying out loud, get buggy. Right. So get your stencils and really have a good look at them, because you will be surprised at what you've got in there. Dawn, hello, Carol. So if I sort of show you that I'm going to do a landscape, you sort of get the idea. Well, what am I going to do on my landscape? Well, I'm looking first. I like the moon there, and I like this as a brick wall, even though it was under a microscope. So I like that there. I like these as hills. This is a hill or a leaf. We've got another hill there. We've got a hill here and a bit of water there if we wish. And we've got leaf and trees and things here. So the main thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a light teal, and I've got my fingers of these. Bear in mind, you've got to get this to dry as well, because it's really cold today. It's -2, and nothing dries in -2. So I'm just going to place it down, and if I sort of put that about there, I'm just going to get a little bit of light on it. Now, I'm not too worried if I get a line on it, because I quite like the line, but I'm just going to dab a little bit of darkness there and a little bit there. Nothing special. Don't worry about that if that's not what you want. Then just going to place that on there and put some more dots on. And these dots are quite nondescript. You think, oh, I've just shoved a load of dots on, but actually the ladies and gents at Highlight Crafts, and just to let you know, it's on sale there, yay! That's it. Right, orange, yes, I'm using orange. So I need to let that dry. So I have got the peacock feathers in an oxide as well, and that sometimes does speed up the drying process, but make sure you put it back on, otherwise you're going to be in a bit of a... Right, so just on one side, leave a little bit light, go down there, do your doofus. See how you've left a little bit? See how long it's going to take to dry? So I've just left that. Don't worry. Right, so the next thing we've got, quite like that, leave that. We need to give it a waft. So I'm going to look at this as of dried. So I'm going to use dried marigold for this one. I'm just going to pop that there. Again, you can stroke it on, dab it on, slap it on, all over. I just want to extend that one down, so you can extend it as much as you want, so that you've got it coming off the edge. You see? So you don't have to sort of, don't worry about it too much, because we're going to sort of overplay with this. I'm going to put another one here. That's it. Now don't forget, don't do what I've done. Don't forget though, turn your masks over. That's it, that's nice. So I'm going to go in with the oxide now. So I've got spice marmalade. I'm just going to change patterns. So I have that on there, didn't I? Or was it the other way? Oh, that way. Had to be that way, you silly banana. There it is. Sorry, just move it out so you can't see. Never mind. Why would you want to see what I'm doing? Why would you want to see what I'm doing? Absolutely, I really do love this. You don't often hear me say that about my stuff, but I'm really loving this. It's just, it's really strange how some don't pique my interest. They're sort of gone in and on and gone, but this really did. So yeah, very happy to say it's piqued my interest a lot. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this here. Now, just because it looks like a leaf doesn't mean you have to have it as a leaf. You can have it as a, building up like a pattern sort of thing. So we've got that there. We've got this here. I need to put something up here now, don't I? And you could add your little trees there if you want. And you've got like a little landscape if you so wish. So let's see, would that work? Let's try it. If I don't like it because it's an oxide, I can wipe it off. It's not bad, not bad. It'll look different in a minute. There's a little bit here which is really cool, and sometimes if you don't look for stuff, you think, where's that come from? And then you realise and you look at it and you go, oh, it's there. So I'm just going to put it there like that. Happy with that? Happy as Larry. Doesn't look much, does it? I totally agree. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with the peacock feathers again, but a little bit darker this time. And I'm going to use these. Oh, I get that. So I'm just going to put on here. Just want to make sure it's not too heavy. Right. Now I'm using that leaf part at the top to create looking in a window, not a window, but looking through stuff. Not dodgily, don't mean like you're looking through a window or out. I just mean what you're doing is you're actually looking through a aperture, like in the forest or in the fields or whatever. But what you need to do is build it up from the bottom first. So because this is nice and juicy and it's got coating on it, anything I put on top I can keep on the top, and I can keep it and smudge the underneath. So There we go. That's better. Just put a little bit there. Just to give that a little bit. There we go. So that is it done, believe it or not. Broken china. I'm a sod for putting all different things on, right? Because I go on there and go, that's an oxide lid. And it says pumpkin, and I put it on with something else. So just don't swap your lids. Don't get your lids in a palaver like me. Now, I really do have to dry this. So bear with me. I've got to go and put it on air dry. Sing. Long tongue blue, sleeping on the day. Right. Ow, my fingers are still shot back. Oh, it's not dried enough yet. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not bothering. I'm going to leave it like that. So I've got it like that, okay? Tidy up as you go along. Yeah, as if. If it don't work on this, I can just quickly move on to the next one. I've got one done. I know. Right, I'm going to get my pencils out now. And I'm going to go with my teals. I'm using my smaller set today, because they're here. Absolutely love these pencils. I love my bronzer nails. I love these. But I love the fact, right, that we're not sort of stuck. I don't want someone telling me that I can't use my pencils on this. I don't want anyone telling me that. Because if you start telling me that, I'll tell you to go away. So, it's still a bit damp, look, but the pencils should dry that off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just looking at this here, and I want to create like a little bit of depth. So the first thing I'm going to do, still wet as you can see. I'll add in a little bit of pencil. You can just see a tiny bit of shading on it. Perfect. So what I do need to do is come back in with it with a pen. And the reason I'm getting a pen in now is because I do need to sort of isolate the colours. And by that I mean I've got my pencils ready, but I've also got a smaller pen. I'm going to use a small pen for this because I need to isolate the front and the back. So I'm hoping that it won't kill my pens. So the top layer is where the leaves are. So draw them on first, okay? Now what you can do, little trick if you're not too confident, is draw it through the stencil. So we've got the leaves like starting to see. Oh, for gosh. Somebody kick them out, will you? Sex films. Idiots. I'd have a cup of tea. Right. Just to let you know that if you didn't catch this on Create and Craft, it's now available on Highlight Crafts. So yeah, I'm really proud that Steph and Carl have it's, you know, you think that it means a lot when somebody puts a confidence in you. So now what I'm going to do is I've put that on there, and that's a number 3. So I'm going to get, I'm not too sure whether this one works. I threw a load out yesterday because it's getting ridiculous trying to keep pens. And I'm using very fine pens, you see, so they don't really have a long life. But I'm using a smaller pen in the background so that it gives the impression of being further away. I was very, last night I was doing this and I was very sort of thinking, well, will this work? Won't it work? What will it look like? I need people to sort of buy it, but you know, when they buy it, they need to enjoy it and you know, longevity. So I just sat there, I got the pens out, got the colours out, and I was like, oh, I love it. I love it. And yeah, I thought it's got longevity. Right, just bring it closer for you. Can you see how the pen, that's a 3, and this is a 0.05. So there's a difference in how the depth looks. Okay, so hello, Jane. Yeah, it's quite the stencils. I've used them all actually. This and the flowery one. And if something's not there, add it. We all know how to Moodle. I wanted to show you that the pen size has a big impact on it. I don't want to do anything too thick on this, but I am going to put, using the thin line, just some small veins on there, and I'm going to have them coming down from the middle. Like that. So although it's got the same, it's got sort of, I'm using lines on it, the lines on the veins are smaller, hence not as, oh, have you? I'd love to see that on a gel plate. And if you've got like areas of different colours, by doing this, what you're actually doing is making sure that you bring in the correct one that you want people to see as being in the front, to the front. So what do I mean by that? So if you've got green and you've got blue here, if I don't put, it's confusing, very confusing. So if I leave that and I want that branch to be over that tree, by doing that, I'm making sure that whoever's looking at it knows that that branch belongs over that tree and not under it. So you sort of creating a layer. So here, can you see? It's now the trees underneath. It's looking really nice. That it's quite condensed, but that's what I want. I want it like that. I want it to be like quite pretty for a change with me. Okay, so now I'm looking at this. So I've got a shape here happening. So the first thing I'm going to do is just, can you see how I've drawn that shape in? And oh, wrong pen. I'm using a 3 at the very front here. I'm using a 3, sorry. only on this shape. Nowhere else. And I'll show you why. Because you want it at the front. And if you put it at the front, having a thicker line makes it look nearer. So I'm just doing the edges now just to get, I found that if I do the sides first, I tend to lose this line because I get a bit not aggressive, get a bit sort of too fingy with my lines. But here I want them to come right off. So can you see where I joined the leaf stencil part together? Now I'm straightening it up. Colour doesn't matter if you've done it a bit peat tongue, but it makes it look more like it's in the foreground. And here I can just add like that. And it still is wet. It's really weird in this weather, isn't it? So I've got another class on the 13th with this, a Zoom class, which I'm really looking forward to. So you've sort of made that bit up there, but I don't mind because I can add again. I've got to change my pen again. Not too much in that colour here. So I'll change it back now, and I'm just going to put in, and I'll show you what you can do with this. You can add your pencil later. So here I'm just going to go. There we go. So can you see I've got like the foreground now? Right. I'm going to put the tree in now. If you don't like the shape, mess it up. Not mess, do your own. Tidy it up, do what you want. You don't be led by this. This is only an idea. It's not, the be all and end all. Again, if you're trying to clarify where lines are and you're a little bit unsure, just follow the lines down like that, and then you can sort of isolate where you want the lines to be, and bring more sort of solid presence to that shape. Because at the moment it just looks like a load of lines, doesn't it? So by adding that, you bring in, more presence to the shape. And then what you can do is just add these willy-nilly, as they say. Okay, so we've got like a bit, but I will colour that in a minute, slightly different. So we'll put some branches in now. That's it. So I'm putting some long lines on it. That's hopefully sort of giving you an idea of trees. A few more here. And the continuity. Again, do the lines. Keep your eye on where you want it to be. All I'm doing, thank you, Carol. All I'm doing is, if you don't know or you're not comfortable with Moodling yet, this will kickstart it for you. So you can either use it in which to Moodle, you can use it as your Moodle, or you can use it with your Moodle. So you've got lots of options. So you can start with it, you continue with it, you can end with it. You do all sorts. You do what you want. It's not fixed. It's quite fluid. And you can start to see the image building up now, I hope. Starting to see like the background, and you can keep some of the colours in the background just by doing something really simple, like not putting any pen work on them, and they go even further into the background. Or if you're not using a pen, you could, a black pen, use a brown pen, and that recedes it. It's quite if you've got some gaps missing, just put some more either through your stencil or just add shapes. See, so we'll define more of this now with the colours when we go in with the shading. So here, and you can really clean up your lines. If some of your lines are well dodgy, like that there, you draw them in. Like that. And again, the Moodling idea, the therapy I get from just sitting down. I mean, I've drawn these, but I actually like these. I think they're really handy as a way to start your shape ideas. I like the idea of not having too many colours to spoil the flow, because if I start having like 900 colours, although it looks beautiful, I'm sure, I'm confusing my brain too much by making it think of the colours rather than what I'm actually doing, and that's the shapes. So it's the pattern and the shape I'm more interested in. The colour is, I could do it without the colour. So really refine what you want to do, and then refine how many colours you use, and just go for it and build up the layers. I mean, you've seen me do this in my sketchbooks hundreds of times, hundreds of doodles, hundreds of moodles, landscapes, real and fantastical, layers, hills, trees. Each person does it their way. I'm certainly not the first to do it. Hopefully. I'm trying to do something different by bringing your own creativity in it, which I think is important. Right, so just drawing some bigger blocks there to make it. Can you see how let me show you. That looks quite good, that bit, because it's smaller further away. So you get that idea that it's, perspective. And if you want to do more three-dimensional stuff, what you can do is just add the depth on one side. So by doing that, I've created a shadow. You get me? By just doing two sides to create the shadow. So, if you didn't want to go around all of your shapes, then don't. And while I'm doing this, I've given it a bit of a time to dry. Right. So I've brought my work forward. Like that. I'm doing the hilly bit now. And I'm still using a 0.5. This is the side of the tree. Do you remember? Bush thing, whatever it was. So I've used it to get the linear lines again as well. All of this. Right, so we've got our oh yeah, never use them as you get them. Yeah, that's really true, Linda. Never use them as you get them. It might look like you need to do them one way, but never use them just that way. I learned from Stephanie many years ago something that she said, and I still hold at it now, that when you buy something, it's got to have more than one use, hasn't it? And I agree with that. Otherwise, why buy it? Right, I'm not going to go all the way around with a straight line. I'm just dotting. Right, Morse code to give myself a little bit. Good morning, Fifi. I hope you're feeling better, or a little bit better, my love. Here I'm just going to put some little circles inside the circles I did with the, with these. So even though I've coloured them in, I've not used the whole thing. So here I've got some like little lines like that. Right, I'm really happy with that at the moment. So I'm going to go in with some colours, pencils now, and I'm using the darkest colour at the front, and I'm just going to do it like that. Now you'll notice I'm leaving the bottom part. There's a reason, a method. So I'm going to use this is not a brown, it's a warm grey. So I'm putting that underneath, and then I'll show you what I do. This is to build up depth, but try and maintain the colour. Okay, so we've got the brownie colour on, but I don't want it to stay like that. So this is where you build up colour. You put the orange over the top. What happens is it deepens it, but the top layer is orange. You see? There we go. So it's darker. So let's go with my pen again, due to the humidity, still dry, wet. So my pencil, sorry. So quite like that. I'm going to go with a darker here. So should have them a little bit sharper than this, must admit. So I'm just putting in quite a lot of orange. And if you've managed to get this, you will have, I think if you bought the whole collection, you will get the Zoom class, which is on the 13th. So the Zoom class, which is in with part of it, we go through this together, and any questions you have, any problems, we can deal with them that day, you see. It was quite funny because I'm not used to talkbacks when you've got an earpiece in, and you can hear the director and the producer, but you can't hear it. And I'm answering the director instead of pretending it's like I can hear you. Oh, it's funny. It's like, no, say this first. And I'm like, say what? Pretend that you can hear him. And, oh, right, okay. Pretend that you can hear him. So I'm pretending then not answer. Oh, I'm just daft. So, yeah, it was quite funny. You just knew I was new to it. You just knew. You could tell. Right, I'm sharpening my pencils. They're quite strong. This Derwent sharpener's quite aggressive, but these pencils can take it, whereas my other ones, no way would I do this. No way. I'm going to bring the ochre in as well. I've got the 3 greys. So, something quite nice about sharpening your pencils. Sad that. Blooming love it. Blooming love sharpening the pencils. Right, it's got my pens there. Pencils are all ready. Again, got nice and sharp pencils. I've got no room again now. It's gone back down to blooming 3-inch square. State of it. Don't forget all these shapes. If I didn't have want that there, I could just stamp that shape in, look, and done. Even now, if I wanted to, I could stamp that on and put that in embossing powder, something like that. Or, I can change it and have that in the background. So there's no fixed and tried rule. It's just you get messing, basically. Here I'm just going to go with the next orange. I'm not trying to be clever with the colouring. I'm just colouring it in. And I'm going dark, medium and light. I'm not trying to be... If there's a gap, I'm filling it in. I don't want to spend my time doing that. I want to spend my time drawing, colouring and I'm putting pattern on. If the work calls for a lot of detail then and shading, then that's, but if it doesn't like this, then add it later if you want, but just get a base colour down first so that you've got something to work on. So I'm adding light to one edge now, so it's gone lighter to darker, and the only reason is because I want to create like a little bit of depth before I put my pattern on. Now you see here, this needs a bit of blue in it. Now I'm putting turquoise over the top. There's a reason why I've got the yellow and the orange underneath, and that's because it warms it up, makes it greeny colour, which is, it's going to work. Oh, don't press that hard. There we go, that's a bit better now. I've got a bit of depth to it. Looks a bit, what's the word, more atmospheric, doesn't it? Put a bit there. Yeah, I like that. Take that orange off a bit so it's not as orangey bright. Because this is in the very background, you get that a blend of colours. Good morning. You will get it. It should be a little thing in your there should be a little thing in your packaging that tells you, Linda. So have a look. Right, I'm just going to add a little bit of the darker grey. It's a warm grey, this, into the middle. And then I'm going to get my orange again like we did last time. So you build up the colour. There we go. So you're building up the depth, creating a shadow or a depth to it, but you're not. Ooh, stop it. I shouldn't be pressing this hard. There we go. I've got some more work to do this afternoon. Well, I've got a lot to do actually. So, oh yes, that's nice. Right. So, let's get my pen. Is this my thin one? Yeah. And then the other thin one. Oh, is this a 3? That's a 5. That's a 5. So here, I'm just going to add number 3. And all I'm going to do is just add some dots. There. Don't need a lot. Don't overpower it. Just a tiny bit will do. And then in between. So in between looks like that. And then if you've gone a bit duff like I have, this really hides it. So you're creating nice bits of depth just using some pointillism. There we go. Quite like that now. It could be like a wall, it could be a field, it could be anything you want. So I'm just going to do the same here. Here, tiny little lines as we're used to. And then some circles in that to show you what I mean. Some circles. Very mosaic. So here, oh, not done that yet. So here I'm just going to do some flowers just over the top. I'm going to do that to create like a fence like. See how it's broken away here? But it's not really, it's just me. So here I'm just going to add some circles, some squares, some dashed lines. Like that. And then I'll put a dash line there. Tree there in the background. Right. So just near like that. I'm just going to put a little bit of depth in it using the pen. I'm using a 3 first. Just to create a little bit of depth at the bottom. Like that. Switch over to my 5. And the weight of the pen, you know, automatically allows you to be creating shade with it. Okay, so we've got a nice sort of shade happening there. And what we do need to do is just like that. I think we need to put some tealy colour at the top now. So I'm going to darken using the darker colour on top of these. And I don't think, you know, if you don't need to, you don't need to add colour into the background because it's a light teal or mermaid lagoon, whatever it's called. So if you don't want to add that, you don't have to, but I've got two. I've got a light version and a darker version, and just by adding this dark on the top now and the lines that are underneath, you're creating like this is in front, you see? And just drawing the lines. If there's a line missing, just bob it in. So by the other one, I mean, I've got this lighter version. So if there's a couple that need a bit of TLC, to say the least, just put your pencil work into it, and then it strengthens the colour, gets rid of a lot of the mistakes that you might have made, or you might, you know, you've put extra lines in when they weren't there. You can add the colour to these and finish it off a little bit better. Right here. Okay, so yeah, quite happy with that. I do need to darken this bit because I need to create like an edge to frame it. So I'm just doing the dark there, but I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So now get my pen thing, not my pen, me lobber thing. Can use one colour all round, or I can opt for orange at the bottom and teal at the top, but quite like that, being like that. And right, boom, 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 hit the room, hit the room, boom. So I have an orange pen and a tealy blue pen, and don't think that'll work. And I've got these Pentel pens, which are stunning, absolutely stunning. Greeny blue, bluey green. Get me? Right. I've got a white. So let's go in first. I've got a bit of glitter there if you want a bit of glitter on it, but I'm not too sure about glitter at the moment. So here, add in a bit of the away, lobbed it. Add in a bit of the blue. You can add a bit of the green on top just to break that up. If you want to strengthen or add a bit of glitter, you won't be able to see it too much yet because like I say, it's got a coating on this, so it does need time to dry, but it's blending with the pencils, it's blending with the pens, blending with it all, so you're going to get this unknown colour, but it's going to be darker than the rest. So there's the, now I'm going to go in with the orange. So not all over. I put some orange at the top, so it's like the moonlight's hitting it. So it would be that side. Like that. So this is a really good way of getting it. A bit of brightness and a bit of bling to your work, because you've got, well, I have to put a bit of bling in. And like I say, it's hard for you to see, but you can see it. I'm just doing the edges just so any light, it catches the light, you'll be able to see it. So I've used that, I've used that, I've used that. I am going to do a few, you see, not too many. Now I'm going to get my white. And add my white to it. I'm just adding 3 dots to be like moonlight. Like that. 3 dots, nothing more. Not trying to. Few dashes just to create like a little bit of light. Just add a little bit of light, you know, here, there and everywhere. So here, and if this has gone a bit dark down here, put the white over it and break it up a little bit. I'm going over the blue line, blue dots with a white pen, and the reason is that it'll give it a glaze, but it won't give it as, it'll still be blue, but very, very light blue, so it knocks it back. Like that, can you see? You're knocking it, it knocks it back. It's very therapeutic, this, very therapeutic. I've absolutely loved working with these. So as you can see, I've done lots more, but there's another one I did. I'm not too sure on the colours, but I've done the water and the river and the tree and same sort of thing. And I've got a cover. I haven't got a cover for it at all. You know, I've done different like shapes and things to see what colours look right and, you know, mixing together. I really like the idea of it being a landscape with that. It doesn't have to be. I've done another quick one here where I'm doing it like a little landscape just by following that, or this one stamping some lines and doing the patterns in. So there's a lot, you know, of different ways you can do it. So what would I do with this now? Well, let's have a look. Let's have a little look. I have got a bad back. I've got some orange. Oh, that's a bit bright, isn't it? I could put that on orange. Oh. Away it does, oh ha ha ha, life is good. Try to get the glue off that. So, oh, yeah. Ha ha ha. So, right, okay, I'm going to make this into a card. I'm going to make it into a card. So the way I do mine is I look at that and I think, right, I want it square, don't I? So, check it's the right way. So, okay, so I need that. No, I'm not too sure whether that is square. Yeah. So I've got like that. It looks like a little bit of a landscape window. You could even cut that with your wonky circle, your wonky square, and make an aperture. But I've got, you know, some words here. They're really nice little words as well. There's like create, believe, and all sorts of different ones. And I cut a load out last night messing about with them. I will. And, you know, if you wanted to make this into a card, then yeah, go for it. Just do it. Go for it. If you can. Is this one as well? There's another one. Teeny weeny one here somewhere. And it just says believe. And it's great. Oh, and I cut some of these out in greens and stuff. So if you wanted to, you could put, you know, cards in colours on these. So you could put your own, like, trees on as landscapes. Oh, sorry to hear that, Karen. So let's have a quick look at this. It's only small, but I don't think I need anything too heavy with it. Just going to go in with peacock feathers and see what it looks like. Just got a skew of paper. Now that was quite white, so a white paper. So I think a white paper stamp. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's quite nice. Use a block, guys. Use a block. Don't be an idiot like me. Just use a blowing block. Just makes life easier, doesn't it? There we go. So we've got the word create. The other one that's really nice is believe. That's a cool one, believe. And there's also, where it is, don't forget there's also some little stamps that we could use like at the front, and I'll show you what I mean. There we go. Believe. Okay, so I've got that. Now I have got just here, some like little doofers. They're like little stamps. I'll show you what they look like. You see? So they need to be a bit darker, but just add something to the end. I'll bring it up closer to show you. Okay, so oh, this is a nice one as well. I'll stamp this one. Well, one of my things is I like to stamp loads of stuff because I don't actually know what I want, to be honest, yet. So stamping them all, yeah, like that as well. Stamping them all, I've got a better chance of getting the one, whereas I'll just save it then, you know, for another time, what I want. Who's been on Red Bull? Oh, see, flying visit. Oh, get it. Right. It's all right. It'll take me a year to catch up. Right, so I've got these. Right, okay, so it's a bit big. Chop it how you wish. I don't want them big. The whole part of me having small words. Yeah, you can put another one there if you wish. Right, so I've got a bit of orange. It might be too much. And if it is, I've not lost anything. So, oh, yeah. Right, what I'm going to do is stick that down there with a bit of glue. Well, no, maybe not. Come on. Come on. How's that got on there? It's got to be on it. Right. You know when you think, how did that fit on there? Well, it was on it, so it's got to fit on there, hasn't it? So you can't say stupid things like that. Because it's on it. It got on it, so it's got to get off it. If that makes any sense to anybody who's listening, don't worry about it. It's me having a bit of a needless diggle. A giddy bit. Right, so I've got that. Stick that on a bit of foam if you wish. I'm not getting up again and getting it simply because I'm stuck here now. I'm quite happy where I am. But maybe only a tidgy widgy bit there. Oh, it's stuck down, can't be bothered. Smaller than I actually thought. Hang on, it's going to get to the fringe in a minute. Smaller, smaller, smaller. So I'm going to just get, where's my doofer? It's too bright, that orange. Do you know what I mean? It's too whoa in your face. So rather than mess about, I'll just give it a tickle with the colour. That's better. Right. So don't look at the back. Okay. Let's get this there. Quite like the idea of it just being there. So I think this would look 3D. Good 3D. I mean, look really good 3D. Sorry, I've got to use it. Oh, we still got that person there. Sorry about that. And that's scrolling. Let's go back to that so I can get these off. Oh, come on! Sorry, I'm going to do this. I've got everything. And now, where is it? Well, I can't find when that person is. Where's that person? I can take you off. Aha! Got you. Right. So, you can do whatever you want with it. Just as people saying, like, do this. Yeah, absolutely. You choose what you do with it now. I'm just going to stick a little bit of this on. Bear in mind, it's going to need to be nearer one side than the other, like that. Because otherwise, you know, you're sticking it into fresh air. Okay. Give that a bit of a, and then the little dots there. You won't see this a lot. Very light, but it's there. And it's just because I faff. And I like doing this. There we go. So I've got my tealy colour if I want, or the last one, I think, really. I could put that on there, or I could just put, let's go for this. Like that. And then, if you don't want it all done, just go top and bottom if you wish. It's entirely up to you. And a bit there, just to highlight the word. Can you see now? It just gives it a little bit. I think we need to do it. So, I am very happy with that. Not happy with mess I've made. But again, if you wanted to have another go at different things, putting different stuff on it, I think one of the main things you can do is just be creative. But you've got to sort of mess about with everything you've got. And I mean by that, I mean seriously, get your pens out. I'm just going to put these away, otherwise I'll be really annoyed. It'll be really annoying. because right, let me just put them away. Yeah, you need to really highlight and look at your pens. The width of your pens, do you want it thick or thin? You want to look at the areas on your stencils. Do you want the stencils, do they represent the same sort of shape you want? Do you want it to look like a flower? Do you want it to look like something else? Or do you want it actually just be a pattern? And just think about those things before you start doing it. Or just go for it. There's no right and wrong way with this. It becomes what you want it to be. Now, if that had become something right at the beginning, like just a pattern or a Mendy pattern, or then I would have gone with that, So be free, allow it to sort of develop. If you like how it's developing, even better. If you don't, change it with the pens, the pencils. Don't forget we used coloured pencils, we used coloured pens, we used metallic pens. I'll give you a close up. So we've got lots of different patterning, dots, lines, everything. But there's nothing there that you can't do yourself. Nothing at all. This is all done with dots and lines, slashes. So yeah, you could do a square version if you wish. Looks nice. Well, you can cut in and out, so you don't have to have it, aperture. You can have it an innie or an outer. Use your stencils wisely. Get areas, see what they look like. And again, that's a popular one, that one. But yeah, so I'm really happily, very happy with that. I'm going to do another Moodle. Today is, what day is it? Wednesday, the 7th, the 9th. So that'll be Friday. Yeah, I'll do a quickie on Friday. Of course, I've not been on for 5 days, 6 days now. Something like that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I loved it. Really did enjoy it. Really, really did enjoy it. Enjoyed the result even more because I do feel that's got a really nice feeling to it. And if you think you can't make a card out of Moodling, then hopefully I've shown you that you can. Any questions? I'll have a quick look through what people have said. And yeah, I'll see you Friday, but I'll see you online. Okay, so many thanks to you all. Again, thanks for your support and everything. I so appreciate it. I'll just go and tidy up now. So thanks again. You take care, everybody.